Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So in today's session, we are going to discuss two very important news articles of finance from the 1st to 4th October 2021. First is about the Reserve Bank of India has mandated some rules that has become effective about the auto debit, and the second news article is about the IFSCA, that is the International Financial Services Center Authority, that has constituted a panel of 10 members and for the development of sustainable finance hub. So we will be understanding these two news articles. Before starting with the news articles, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel. The link of the Telegram channel is given in the description box below. EduTap has brought for the old students the exclusive offer where they can get 50% off on these courses, and they can avail this offer through the E10 code. This is available from 12th October to 14th October 2021. So starting with the news articles, the first one is about the Reserve Bank of India auto debit rules that has become effective from 1st October 2021. That is, the bank has to notify the customers about the recurring transactions, that is the transactions that are happening every month or after a period of time, and like directly from the bank. Okay, so these kind of recurring transactions the bank have to notify for that, and the execution of the payment, the cutting of the payment will be done only after the approval from the person. That is, for example, if you have taken the Netflix subscription, okay, if you are a Netflix subscriber, you have taken the subscription and every month your payment is getting cut from the bank account directly. You have given the permission for that. Then now the rules has been changed and the bank has to notify you. The bank has to send you a message telling that one day prior to the payment, that we are going to cut the payment for Netflix the next day. Okay, the bank has to notify you, and then if you approve, then only the execution of the payment will be taken in process. Otherwise it won't happen. Okay, you have to approve it, then only the payment will cut from your account. So recurring payments using the card, see, this has become effective for the cards and the UPI payments. Okay, so if the payment is recurring, that through the cards or the UPI, that has to be routed through the issuer bank, the bank that is issuing the payment. And for below 5,000, the bank will be sending you a notification, bank will be sending you a message, and the message, you have to approve it, that you want to pay or not pay. If the payment is above 5,000, then the bank will also be sharing a OTP that you have to validate. Okay, for payments above 5,000. So what is happening, that if I am a Netflix subscriber and I have given the standing instructions, that I have given the instruction to the bank to directly cut the payment every month for the Netflix from my bank account, and now the bank have to notify me before, prior one day, before 24 hours, that you want to do this payment or you want to cancel this payment. Otherwise, before, what was happening, directly the payment was getting cut from my bank and it was not validating through me. Okay, so now the customers will be more safe from this procedure. The non-compliant recurring transactions will be declined from October 1st 2021 by the banks. Okay, while the transactions that is happening through the banking platforms directly from the bank accounts or directly from the bank, that remains unaffected, that doesn't need the approval. For example, the mutual funds, the SIPs, EMIs, they are directly registered in the bank account, so they do not need further approval. But the standing instructions, the instructions that we have given through the cards and through the UPI on the Netflix, Amazon, insurance payments, that will get deactivated if we do not approve for it. Okay, that is, if I have said that we have taken the Amazon Prime and I say that every month cut this much amount, cut 6,000 rupees from my account. Now the bank will notify me one day prior to this transaction that do you want to continue with this or do you do not want to give this payment. Then they will send if it is 5,000 above, they will send also the OTP to validate that payment. Okay, so under the new rules, all the recurring transactions will need additional authentication. They will need the additional approval. OTP will have to be validated if it is above 5,000, and the customer will validate it each time the payment is due. This will apply to all the credit card and the debit cards, either they are domestic or the international, as well as even the UPI platforms. So this was the large number of credit card and debit card users were doing the set auto payment instructions. That is, the payment was cutting automatically for a number of services ranging from the electricity, gas, music, movie subscriptions. We have taken Spotify's subscription or Netflix subscription for these kind of things. And the new rules threaten to spell a chaos for millions of users, because now they have to cross one more wall. It is a little like it may be troublesome for some customers, and the OTT platforms are saying that this will reduce the subscribers, it will reduce the payments, but it is for the safety of the customers only. It is for the safety of the people, so that directly some amount do not get cut from your bank account. If I do not want the Netflix and I forget that what was the date for the payment, and the payment get cut automatically, that will be troublesome for me. So rather I will have that like message from the bank comes to me that you want to continue with it or you do not want to continue with it. So in December, the RBI granted more time to migrate to the new framework. By March 31st, it said that the RBI will start the new framework. But in the March 31st, the Indian Banks Association said that we want more time. So it was pushed through 1st October 2021, and now RBI has said that it won't further give time for the establishment of the further working of the framework. So now the banks have to start with the framework from 1st October 2021. So it has been started. So now the next news is about the International Financial Services Center Authority that has constituted a 10-member panel for development of sustainable finance hub. So like the IFSCA set up an expert panel that is headed by the Environment and Forestry Secretary C.K. Mishra. Okay, and the panel is set up for the suggestion that it will give the suggestion on the framework that how to develop and establish a world-class sustainable finance hub at the International Financial Services Center. That how can we establish a world-class sustainable finance hub at International Financial Services Center. Now you will ask that what is the sustainable finance hub? Okay, so sustainable finance refers to the process of taking the environment. E stands for environment, S stands for social, G stands for governance. So, the sustainable finance refers to the process of taking into account the environment, the society, the governance into consideration, so that the investments are made, the investment decisions are made in the financial sector that are more sustainable, and the the economic activities are more sustainable. This is in account with the sustainable development goals. Okay, so that sustainable finance refers to the projects that are more like about the profit also, but they are about the sustainable development goals. They are referring to the sustainable development goals also. They are considering the environment, they are considering the society, and they are considering the governance. So we want to establish a sustainable finance hub in our country in the International Financial Services Center area, so that like we cater to the environment also, we consider the environment also. So this will raise the financial resources for the climate change adaptation, and mitigating the effects, like reducing the action that like, and mitigation actions needs active participation. If we want to mitigate the actions, if we want to mitigate the effect on the environment of the development things, then we want the international investors to participate in the sustainable finance, okay, sustainable activities. So India can't do it alone for the whole economy, for the whole like the world. So we want the participation of the international investors also in the sustainable development thing. So we are catering to the world class. So we want to create a framework that will develop a world class sustainable finance hub, that, and we are like calling for the help of the participation of the international investors. So IFSCA envisions the GIFT, that is the Gujarat International Financial Tech City, that has been made in the Gandhinagar. Okay, this has been made in the Gandhinagar, Gujarat, and this is the India's first international financial services center, and the IFSCA envisions it to be a global hub for sustainable finance, thereby acting as a gateway. It will act as a, it will be a gateway, it will be a gate for the foreign capital into India, that from there the foreign capital will be came in India. See, IFSCA has the objective to develop a strong global connect and focus on the needs of the Indian economy in taking into account the international financial platform. Okay, the norms of the international platforms. So IFSCA is a roadmap between the India and the global norms. So it will focus on the needs of the Indian economy as well as serve the international financial platform for the entire region and the global economy. Okay, prior to the establishment of IFSCA, the domestic financial regulators, that is the RBI and SEBI, and the other financial regulators, domestic regulators, PFRDA, they were regulating the business in IFSC. Okay, they were regulating the business in the International Financial Services Center. Now IFSCA is the one that is like handling the International Financial Services Centers. And one of the first IFSC is the Gujarat International FinTech City. Financial Tech City that is established in Gandhinagar, where IFSCA wants to establish a sustainable finance hub that caters to the need of the environment, society as well as the governance. Okay. So, and what is the work of IFSC? Like what happens in IFSC? IFSC deals with the finance and the finance like products, the financial services like the fundraising services for the individual corporations, the wealth management services, the asset management services, the like global portfolio, and like different kind of financial services is done in the IFSC, and global regional corporate treasury management for the fundraising and all. So these kind of services is done in the IFSC, that is the investment we can say in different areas. So this was whole about the news of RBI that has given the auto like they have the RBI has made new rules for the credit and the debit auto payments. Okay, as well as the other news was about the IFSCA that has made a panel of 10 members, and CK Mishra is the head of the panel. This was the news, and they have made it for the Sustainable Finance Hub to make a framework that will establish the Sustainable Finance Hub in India in the GIFT City. In the GIFT City, this will be established, and GIFT City is the Gujarat International Finance Tech City of India. Okay, and this is also the first IFSC, that is first International Financial Services Center. And IFSC is made for what is the objective of IFSCA? That is to focus on Indian economy as well as taking into account of the international framework, international norms of the international finance norms. So if you have any query, you can mail us here. Thank you very much for the session.